Welcome everybody, Film Fan 108 here, and I am driving to Rochester, New York, going to Scaricon 2019, and I am going, well, I go every single year to this event. I've been going ever since it started. Now, the difference this year is that you'll notice that John is not with me, Bob is not with me, Van is not with me. I am literally traveling this time alone by myself. That, is a first, because if you've seen the previous convention videos, you know that usually I'm with those guys. And the reason why I'm not with those guys this time around is because they actually moved the event from the Turning Stone Resort and Casino where it was to this hotel in Rochester, New York. Now, from all accounts, they did it because they were able to do a little bit more stuff than they were over at Turning Stone, and also they were able to get better dates for the event, and there's a couple other reasons why they did it pretty much, but that is some of the main reasons why. But for months now, the guys and I, we have been debating back and forth whether we were even going to go this year or not. We were really debating, and I think the guys just felt like for us it was a little bit far away, and they didn't really want to take the time out to go, especially having to travel back and forth as much as we would have to do. So a lot of them decided it wasn't really worth it. But in the tradition of still wanting to go and still wanting to actually go to the event, since I've been every single year, I'm going now this year, guys. So I don't know what to expect this year. It being in Rochester, I'm hoping it's the same type of event. There's some cool, guests that are coming and vendors. So hopefully it's still a really good time. So I'm traveling right now, and we'll be there soon enough. So can't wait. Let's hope it's a good event, guys. Guys, I am finally here. I got to the hotel, and the Scaricon event is actually all the way upstairs, so I gotta actually go and check this event out. It's a different hotel, a different experience, but I'm really excited to see what they have in store. So let's head up. Yeah, guys, so I have made it for sure. I just got my ticket. Actually, I got a media badge for Scaricon. I was told that in order to film, I definitely needed to contact them and sort of say that I was a YouTuber, and ended up, talking to them, and I got my first ever media badge. Weird, that's kind of strange because I've never had that before, guys. But it looks actually pretty cool so far. As you can see, there's some really great stuff over that way. So enough of me talking. Let's head over and check out the convention. actually, guys, they have some really great stuff here so far, man. A lot of really great stuff to check out. A lot of weird action figures and posters and everything. In fact, I picked up a couple of posters, something for my girlfriend, and I picked up a poster of that 1930s movie Freaks, which looks really awesome. It's a great poster, man. There's definitely more to see here, but I'm definitely impressed so far, guys. So actually, guys, there's a lot of really great things to check out here. There's a lot of really interesting, movies and stuff, but there's not a lot of movies this time around. Last year there was much more, so I was kind of a little unsure why we didn't get more sort of movies to check out. But honestly, though, you know, there's still a lot of really great stuff to check out, and it really looks like there's actually a lot of stuff here. There's this room here, and there's another room as well. So there's quite a bit to show off here, and a lot of vendors too. Even though there might be less of certain things, there's definitely a lot to check out here for sure, guys. cool event. I got as much footage as I could possibly get, guys. There was a lot to show off at the convention, a lot of really cool celebrities, and a lot of really great cosplayers, and just a really great, cool, laid-back, chill event. I really liked it a lot. I got some really cool stuff. I got a lot of autographs. I will definitely show you what I got and all the autographs that I got when I get back home, guys. From Rochester and from Scaricon 2019. And first off, I want to thank JV Johnson and Alexandria Johnson for letting me film at Scaricon this year. I want to thank all the vendors who were really nice enough to end up letting me film stuff at their booths and all the cool items that they had. I really appreciate that quite a bit. So thank you to them. Not everybody let me film there. Some people were a little more hesitant. Some people flat out said no. But, you know, the people who did were really, really cool. Very down-to-earth people, and I really appreciate it. So thank you very, very much. And I didn't pick up a lot of stuff this year, guys, to be fair. I definitely got a lot of autographs. That's definitely what I did get, but I got a few things as well. So let me get through the autographs first, and then we'll sort of go from there. So I got a bunch of autographs, man, a ton of them. So the first I will get to is that they had Garrett Graham there. Now, Garrett Graham was in Child's Play 2. He was in Phantom of the Paradise, and he had done a lot of really great work as well. He was also in Used Cars, and I had him sign my Used Cars Blu-ray cover there, and I had him say on there, "That's just too fucking high." Yeah, I had him sign that on there because I was like, that's a great quote. And by the way, Garrett Graham was incredibly nice. He was an incredibly nice guy. He was really down to earth, very warm-hearted, talked my ear off about Used Cars and about sort of the filming process and him and Kurt and everything. And he was just a blast to talk to, man. He really honestly was. He started getting up there, really up there in age, so sometimes he couldn't hear the best, but he really was just a phenomenal guy to talk to. So thank you for Garrett Graham there. Great autograph I got from him. I also ended up getting a couple autographs from Ashley Lawrence, who was in Hellraiser 1 and 2. And now on this cover, Doug Bradley has already signed it once before, but she signed it, and I had her put on there, "It's just a puzzle box." I had her sign that, and had her sign this one as well. Plus, I had her sign Hellbound Hellraiser 2, and she ended up signing it, "I didn't open the box," and some of the quotes that she did from the movies. And honestly, Ashley Lawrence was really, really great to talk to. Again, somebody else who was very down to earth. She actually talked to me how she still stayed in touch with Clive, and how she actually paints with Clive Barker, and she actually showed me a lot of her paintings that she does. Very abstract stuff, really wild and bizarre stuff, man. If you ever get a chance to look up Ashley Lawrence, I think she has sort of this email list or something, and she sends you like pictures of her work and everything, and man, she was showing me stuff. She has some wild, like, abstract art, man. Really sort of stuff that, like, Clive Barker would do, man. Really crazy stuff, dude. But she was actually a joy to talk to. She honestly really was. So I got her autograph on these couple, Hellbound 1, well, Hellraiser 1 and Hellbound. Had her sign both of those. I also ended up getting a signature from Jonathan Tiersten. Now, Jonathan Tiersten played Ricky in Sleepaway Camp, and a couple other people have already signed this as well. So, you know, he had to find some room to sign it, but he ended up saying, "To Seth, eat shit and live." Wonderful quote from Ricky in Sleepaway Camp. And he was a really nice dude to talk to as well, man. Jonathan Tiersten, I had heard years ago Jonathan Tiersten was not a great person to meet. He was really rude, some people said. But my experience with Jonathan Tiersten was absolutely nothing but the nicest, man. This guy talked your ear off about Sleepaway Camp, talked about, you know, how him and the director used to fight constantly, how they would go out for bowling at like 3 a.m. in the morning, how, you know, the director came up with a lot of stuff, how he came up with a lot of the lines for Ricky as well. He was really open about talking about the movie and his experiences, and yeah, really just open and honest guy. Really, really honestly was. He was great, man. Really was. I'm very happy to get his autograph. I also ended up getting Barbara Crampton's autograph on both Reanimator and From Beyond. Now, she only just actually signed her autograph, but she was actually one very kind, hearted woman. And, you know, talked to her how much I really loved her performances and loved sort of how she went from somebody that was really sort of, you know, weak and sort of a damsel in distress in a lot of ways in Reanimator to somebody that's much more, you know, ferocious of a personality and almost like at times the villain. And, you know, she was just very gracious, talking about horror, talking about herself as an actress. I will admit Barbara Crampton was a little shy at times. She didn't seem too open very much, but, you know, not everybody can be, you know, just outright open with everything. But she wasn't mean at all. She was really nice, very sweet. So it was really nice to meet Barbara Crampton and get to tell her how much I really love her in these roles. So that was really great. And then I also got some autographs from the Terrorizer crew right here. I was really happy to meet these people. I met David Thornton, who is playing, obviously, Art the Clown, and he was just a really great guy, man. You know, you sort of talk to him, and you don't get the vibe that he's evil or anything at all, or has any evil tendencies, or would ever, you know, have a personality like Art the Clown in him. He was just very, very talkative and open about the process of being Art the Clown, and he talked about the influences that he took from the anthology movie into the actual Terrifier film. And I was also talking to him about Joker, because he actually played Joker at one point. And we were talking about Joaquin Phoenix and his take on Joker and everything. And we just sort of shoot the shit for a little bit. He was really nice, really great guy. He was great. I also ended up meeting Damien Leone, who is the director of Terrifier and will be for Terrifier 2 as well. And he was really great, really down to earth dude. He was talking to me about just his influences for Art the Clown, how he sort of saw in his mind an image of a clown terrorizing a woman on a bus. But he didn't know exactly what the clown would look like or anything. He just had that thought in his head, and it sort of spun from there. And that was really cool, man. He was a really great guy to talk to. Honestly, he really was, man. And he actually was interested in the YouTube channel. He asked me about it, and he was like, "Hey, you know, what's the YouTube thing?" And I just talked to him about it. So he said he would look up the YouTube channel. So Damien Leone of Terrifier has probably watched some of the videos on this channel. God bless him. So yeah, so he was a blast to talk to as well. And I also ended up getting the autograph from Catherine Corcoran. Now, she was the woman in Terrifier who, spoiler alert, she gets split in half. And she is great. She one hell of a great personality to talk to. Really kind. Somebody who was really open to talking to me about her experience shooting Terrifier, how people wanted her to come back for Terrifier 2. Also, her experiences with trauma, but I'll get to that one in a second, guys. But she was really down to earth to talk to as well, as was everybody pretty much at this convention as far as celebrities were concerned. Really, really fantastic to talk to. So she was great. So 3 people signed the Terrifier, cover there. So very, very cool there. And I cannot wait for Terrifier 2. I think that's going to be killer, guys. I honestly think it will. So that right there. And of course, speaking of Catherine Corcoran, she also signed this. Now, back, talking about 3-4 years, maybe more, there was a screening of Return to Nukem High Volume 1 that happened. And my friend Ron and I went to the screening, and we had a blast, man. And they were giving away a poster, a original theatrical poster for Return to Nukem High Volume 1. And I, just raised my hand real quick and answered a question, and I won. And at that screening, I had a couple people who were in the movie that was there sign the poster. Eventually, I've had Lloyd Kaufman sign the poster as well, and I've been wanting more people to sign it, and Catherine Corcoran, who was in Terrifier, is also in Return to Nukem High Volume 1, as well as Volume 2, which hopefully I'll be getting in the mail sometime down the line soon. Here's to hoping. But I had her sign this, and I had her sign, right here she said, "Seth, thanks for coming to class," with a heart and Catherine Corcoran's name. I really, really love this movie, Return to Nukem High Volume 1. Can't wait for Volume 2. And I was talking to her about trauma and asking her questions about working with Lloyd Kaufman and how it was having to deal with some of the crazy and ridiculous stuff that she did in the movie, man, with all like the green slime and dealing with the duck and all the just nakedness and weirdness that she had to deal with. And she said she was cool with it. She really loved it. She thought that trauma is a really great way to put out some interesting messages about the world through this different kind of like lens of sort of gross out horror. That she thought it was actually really genuine and really cool. And she was talking to me about Return to Nukem High Volume 2, and she says that she also has recently worked with trauma again for a movie called Shakespeare Shitstorm, which sounds really interesting. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But she says that she would definitely work with trauma again, anytime, any place, anywhere. And that she was proud to be in both of these movies. So I was so happy to have her sign this poster. So now, like I said, I've got Lloyd, I've got a bunch of the other actors here. I've also now got Catherine Corcoran as well. So one day I will definitely frame this one, guys, because I am definitely proud of this poster for sure. But that was really awesome that she did that. And I also ended up getting, last but certainly not least, well, you guys have always seen that I have my Phantasm box set right there of all the Phantasm films. And at Scaricon, they had the Phantasm crew there. They had the 4 people from Phantasm, Bill Thornberry. They had A. Michael Baldwin. They had Reggie. They had Kat Lester. And they had the director, Don Coscarelli. They had all of them there. And I took advantage of it in a big bad way, guys. And I had all of them sign the Phantasm box set all around the Tall Man Angus Scrim right there. All of them signed it, man. That was so cool meeting all of these people, man. Don Coscarelli was the nicest dude, man. I picked his ear about the making of the Phantasm movies, and, what his thoughts were about going into the first one, and how did he realize all this stuff was gonna go where it did, and talking to A. Michael Baldwin and Kat Lester, the lady in lavender, and just picking people's brains about their characters. And man, everybody was super nice. And when they're super nice like that, I'm not gonna lie, guys, that makes me watching these movies even more special, because that makes me really love these movies even more, man. It makes me appreciate these movies. It makes me appreciate the effort that these actors and director put into this. They were all super wonderful, super kind, super fantastic, and I love them so damn much. This is a treat to finally have this signed by all of them, guys. I am loving this. You know, Phantasm can come out in many forms, and there will be many box sets, but I will always keep this box set because I have all of them now signed onto this one. So happy that I have it, guys. By far, so happy. Speaking of Phantasm, guys, now, when I went up to Reggie, him and his wife was there, Gigi Bannister, and if you know anything about the Phantasm films, Gigi Bannister did a lot of makeup effects and a lot of other behind-the-scenes stuff for a lot of the Phantasm movies. And, you know, while I was there talking to Reggie, she was talking to me about this upcoming documentary that is going to happen for the Phantasm films. And they gave me a poster for it, which I thought was really cool. This mini poster for Women of Phantasm. And as you can see there, it's the documentary with balls. Very nice. It's a documentary about all sort of the ladies of the Phantasm films, and I gotta admit, it's quite an eclectic group of ladies as far as Phantasm movies go. So I'm actually really looking forward to the documentary. But she actually signed it, and so did Reggie. So that was really cool to have them both sign it, and they gave this to me for free. I didn't pay for this poster or anything. They literally just gave it out. I was talking about how much I really love the ladies of Phantasm, and my favorite lady of Phantasm being Rocky. I love Rocky. I think she is one badass chick. And, you know, we were talking about it, and they just gave me a poster for free, this mini poster. So thank you to them, by the way. This will probably one day get framed, and hopefully more signatures will be on this one for sure, guys. So thank you to them. That was really cool of them to do that. Now, as far as some of the, like, pickups that I got a couple things. I didn't get a lot of stuff. I will say this, before I get to the pickups, that this year, there was a lot of really cool stuff to check out. A lot of sort of, a lot of cool little trinkets, and action figures, and dolls, and posters, a lot of really cool stuff. I was a little disappointed with the selection for Blu-rays and DVDs, because the past couple years I felt that there was a lot of really cool selection, a lot of really cool, interesting sort of Blu-rays and DVDs that people had at their tables, and I only found one table that had DVDs, and that was it. There was really no one else that was carrying that. So I usually go out of my way to maybe buy a Blu-ray or a DVD at this convention or something, but I couldn't even do that because there was really not as much selection to really grab this time around. That was really my only complaint about the actual merchandise. Outside of that, there was some really cool stuff this year, but that was lacking. So I will say next year, my hope is that they have more stuff for Blu-rays and DVDs, because I feel like that was severely lacking this year for sure. But that being said, guys, you guys know I'm big into posters, so I did get a couple of things here. Now, one of the vendors that I showed off for their posters, this guy has come to the Scaricon event for quite a while, and he always has some really cool posters. Now, none of them are exactly originals. They're all reprints. But he ended up having his friend, and he was telling me about this, make a custom poster, a unique, one-of-a-kind custom poster for the movie Freaks. And this is a movie back from the 1930s. And he showed me this poster, and I said, oh my god, man, I gotta have this poster. This is a great poster. I paid $20 for this poster, but honestly, it was so cool, man. So, it's Todd Browning's Freaks right here, and as you can see right there, with all of the cool freaks. Yeah, that's really cool, man. This is a very unique poster for the movie Freaks. I really love this movie so goddamn much. I own the DVD of it, and so I was like, when I saw this poster, I wanted to get this so badly. He told me that there was really only one left and that it's been selling really well. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get on this like now. And so I'm so glad I did. This is a really cool poster, man. It's not an original by any means, but it's a unique poster that he ended up having his friend sort of make, and he commissioned his friend. And you know, there's not many unique posters made for the movie Freaks, so I was happy to pick one up, man, because I really love this movie so much. Not that I'm gonna have anybody sign this thing, because no one's alive from it anymore, but you know, it's just something for the collection that I'll have, that I really love this movie. So it's kind of like just sort of a unique poster that I'll have for the man cave wall when I eventually get one. So I have that, and then I ended up getting this poster. Now, it was towards the end of the convention, and it's sort of the last, like, 10, 20 minutes before I left, and I was looking at this one guy's booth, and he had a bunch of, like, movie posters, and I was looking at it, and I said, are these all originals? And he said, yes. And I was looking at it, and this poster I eyed, like, majorly. And I said, how much for this original poster? And he said, well, I'll give it to you for $60. And I thought to myself, I said, well, I kind of bargained with him. I was like, well, what about 50? And the reason why I bargained with him, to be honest with you guys, is because, you know, it's the end of the night on Saturday. Yeah, there's one more day of the convention, but, you know, Saturday's sort of your big day, so you kind of want to get rid of a lot of stuff. So, you know, me sort of knocking the price down by $10, he probably felt like, it's only $10, you know, whatever, he'll eat the price. So I got an original theatrical poster for. I am really happy to pick this up, man. I really honestly am. For none other than American Werewolf in London. I have now an original theatrical poster for American Werewolf in London, guys. I am so goddamn happy to have this. I am over the moon, literally, having this now in the collection, man. I am beyond thrilled. You guys have no idea how happy I am to have this original theatrical poster now. Now, it's kind of interesting because I talked to the guy, and he ended up telling me that basically that folded original theatrical posters are not as much money as rolled up original theatrical posters, because he had a original Hellraiser poster rolled up, and I said, how much is that? Just on the off chance, you know, maybe I'd pick it up. And he said, that's $350. Okay, I said, out of my price range, so I'm okay with a folded theatrical poster for American Werewolf in London because I got it for $50. And I'm pretty sure some people are probably selling original theatrical posters of American Werewolf in London for a hell of a lot more money than this. I'm not selling this anytime soon, guys. Put it that way. This is definitely going to be framed at some point, hopefully signed by some of the actors and actresses, hopefully in the future, God willing. So I am very, very happy to have this, guys. But that's really all of the pickups that I got, guys. I mean, from the autographs to the posters, that's what I picked up, man. And I mean, like I said, there was a lot of cool stuff at the convention. Some cool horror T-shirts that I wish I would have gotten, but I only brought a certain amount of money with me, and that was all I was willing to spend. So I had to sort of, make sure I had enough for the autographs I wanted, plus some of the poster stuff. So yeah, but overall, it was a good convention, guys. I liked this year. I will admit that this year felt very different for me. I don't know if it was just the fact of me going by myself and not having the other guys there with me, whether it was just it being in Rochester and I've never experienced being at Scaricon in Rochester before. I've never been to that hotel that was there. It felt much more smaller than I'm usually used to. It was a good year. I don't think it was the best year of the convention. I think that they are going to take the good stuff that came out of this year and the bad stuff, and I think they're going to improve upon certain things for next year, hopefully. I mean, I love Scaricon. I've been going every single year, guys, since the very first year it started. I really want Scaricon to grow. I really want Scaricon to improve and Scaricon to be this great family-friendly horror experience that it's always been known for. I just I just want I think my wish for next year, if I was going to say my wishes for next year is one, I want there to be just some really great recognizable horror names. Let's bring in Bruce Campbell. Let's bring in Robert Englund. Let's bring in some of these big, heavy hitters. Let's do that. That's what I really want. I'd love to see more women of horror at these conventions as well. There's some really great names that just pop into my head, like people like Dina Meyer, who comes to mind. I'd love to see Jamie Lee Curtis come to one of these conventions, but I kind of doubt that's sort of a wish list thing. I doubt that's ever going to happen. But I mean, some great women of horror as well coming to these places as well. And I hope that with some of the vendors, I'm hoping they do more Blu-rays, DVDs, physical media. The horror shirts are cool. The little trinkets are cool. People are doing tattoos and everything. I just kind of hope that we bring in other people, because I'd love to see Vinegar Syndrome set up a table there. I would love to see Severin set up a table there. I'd love to see Troma set up a table. I'd love to see more people with physical media there, and I hope that in the future this gets to a really great big event where we can see a lot of these things happen. That's what I'm hoping for, guys, because I always try to support these sort of conventions and these sort of events that are in my area, because honestly, a lot of the conventions, they're kind of far away, and I don't get a chance to go to these ones. So this one ends up being a little more personal for me. But I'll continue to go every single year. I'll continue to support Scaricon because it's one that I've started with since the very first year, and I'm in it for the long haul, guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed what I picked up, the autographs. Hope you enjoyed the convention video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of Scaricon, what you think of other horror conventions, what you think of horror conventions in general. Definitely let me know your thoughts, guys. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other content that I have, the other convention videos I've done, DVD and Blu-ray out and about videos, theatrical movie reviews, and much more. If you're a lover of movies and physical media, hit subscribe and become part of the Film Fan Nation. Also, keep up to date with me through Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, FilmFan108. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus special videos and pictures I do from time to time on social media as well. Alright, guys, well, that is another year in the books for Scaricon, and, can't wait until next year. Hope it improves even more, and I will see you back next year for another convention video. Take care, everybody.